This documentary about overcoming life's darkest moments isn't on Netflix, and that's exactly why you need to watch it. Look, I've been through my share of tough times, and I'm tired of watching feel-good fluff that barely scratches the surface. My Silver Lining documentary on lrodvinetwork.com is different. It's raw, real, and completely transformative. This isn't some glossy production designed to make you feel better for 30 minutes. It digs deep into what it actually takes to turn your pain into purpose. The storytelling is so powerful that mainstream platforms wouldn't touch it. But that's their loss and your gain. You get exclusive access to stories that will genuinely shift your perspective on adversity. I watched it 3 times because each viewing revealed something new about resilience. The convenience of streaming it on lrodvinetwork.com means you can pause, rewind, and really absorb these life-changing insights. Don't settle for surface-level inspiration when you can access something that actually moves the needle. Head to lrodvinetwork.com right now and discover the documentary everyone's missing.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's episode of Thirsty Topics. I'm Lauren Selrod.
And I'm Meryl Climo.
Hey, Meryl. How are you?
Hey. Good. Happy holidays still. I'm never ready to let go of any holidays.
I hear you. How was your holiday?
It was awesome. You know, I feel like my new hack for all trips and holidays is just to get out of town. And then you're kind of excused from doing anything. So it's like, oh, sorry, I would love to, but we'll be out of town. So we went to Zion, Utah, which if anyone hasn't been yet, it's a beautiful national park, and just had a very nice, gorgeous time. And I'm also like, if anyone at any level of hiker is okay there, I'm definitely like a flat surface kind of girl, and I still had a great time. How about you?
It was really nice. We stayed at home. My mother-in-law came over for the holidays. She's actually still here now.
Oh,
and
yay.
Watched the big game on Sunday with the Bears and 49ers. We came up a little short, but that's okay. It was still a good game.
Next time. Now, does this affect any like huge Super Bowl thing or anything?
No, I mean they've already clinched the division. They're in the playoffs. If they had won, they could have possibly be the first seed going into the playoffs, but they still have a chance of securing a second seed in there. But that's okay. You know, most people did not expect the Bears to even get this far in their first year under a new head coach. So
good. Well, I'm glad.
Talk about glad. I'm quite sure this person wasn't very fond of this. Let's see here. Billie Eilish was violently grabbed by a fan. I'm actually surprised we're even still talking about this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But yes, Billie Eilish was violently grabbed and pulled by a fan at her Miami concert on October 9th, 2025, during her Hit Me Hard and Soft tour, with video showing someone yanking her arm towards the crowd before security intervened, leading to the fans' ejection from the venue. I don't know, Meryl. This to me is like getting really out of hand. What do you think?
I think so too. I think I remember this happening in October, but I think it's like still more relevant more than ever because it like, I mean, she used to be someone that would go into the crowd and hug her people. Like I think of a lot of the newer, bigger artists, Billie definitely was known for like going right in there and having one-on-one contact with people. And I think because of the way that people have acted, now people like her, Ariana, Taylor, all these people are like having to distance themselves way more because they get hit in the head. Like I know there's also videos of people throwing things at Billie, whether it's like a bracelet or a like a can or something that would actually really hurt. And even if it doesn't, it's still like just very jarring. And I just think it's so annoying that one or a couple deranged fans can ruin things for just normal people that want to like, I think it's okay if your favorite artist walks by you and you want to like touch them on the shoulder or like, if they're asking for it, if they're kind of walking through, like that's totally cool. Of course you want to like touch the biggest star and kind of just have that feeling, but to grab someone or hurt them is just crazy.
Oh, yeah. And, the sad part is it makes it bad for all the fans because, there's a point where artists are going to be like, you know what? I'm not going to walk past them, or I'm going to surround myself with security where you can't even touch me.
Yeah.
Because if anyone has saw the video, she was yanked into that crowd with the fan, which means that could have been very dangerous for her.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But then did you see the one girl who's going viral who like turned around and just beat down the person that had grabbed her? There was one fan that like saw that immediately, and she was better than Billy's security. She turned around and went like, "Oh," and like just went right after the person and started hitting them. So I mean it's really scary, and all it takes is like someone with a knife or someone with a weapon, and then I could see why these stars don't want to go in the middle of the crowd anymore.
But it also raises a concern as far as, I mean, I hate to say this, but what kind of security do you have for them to be able to do? I mean, obviously, there are certain situations you can't prevent, but for her to be yanked and pulled in there, I mean, it took a few seconds, obviously, for him to get it back, but there's a lot of damage that could have been done. And, even if you think about what happened to Ariana Grande when she was walking and the fan came
Yeah.
up to her, and it's like, this is starting to become a real dangerous trend now.
I know, for real. I wonder if like when the Beatles and Elvis played, if like girls were throwing their shoes at them, or if this has been a thing forever in concerts. I mean, I remember there's videos of like people running up to Michael Jackson and him just holding on to them, and I think because of some of the ways that the huge stars have reacted, it makes people feel like it's okay, or that their favorite stars will just deal with it. Like, Justin Bieber has had fans rush up and he's just kind of dealt with it before, but it's like, even if they are nice to the fans in that moment, no one wants that. I guarantee you they're getting off stage and like freaked out.
No one wants their personal space to be invaded like that. And, again, when this person approaches you or grabs you, you really don't know what their intentions are.
Yeah, no, exactly. And it is such a tragedy because I feel like Billy was someone that wanted to meet fans. I'd even be freaked out if I was like them. Like, I don't think I'd eat brownies that someone gave me or like letters that people sent. I think you start to have a moment where you become paranoid, and I don't blame anyone for that.
That's true. I just hope that they start getting a better handle on security, because I hate to see things go even worse. And I think the writing's on the wall until something is done.
Yeah. Now, have you ever thrown anything at a concert?
Absolutely not.
No.
I guess my philosophy is, and think about it like this: concerts are not cheap anymore. They're very expensive, even for the nosebleed seats. So I'm not going to spend money to throw something at someone to get kicked out. I'm not going to grab anyone. I mean, to me, that's just silliness. Even when I was younger, Meryl, I never wanted to do those crazy things. This is a new time. This is something totally new.
Exactly. Yeah. But when I was like 13, I did get kicked out of a concert because a friend that I was with, we were seeing this band called Lit, like a band that was really popular in the 90s called Lit, Lit. And one of them had a really, really, really long beard that was like in a braid. And one of my friends like tugged his beard, like not even a hard at all. And we were like 12-year-old or 13-year-old girls. It was more like ridiculous than it was hurtful or invasive. And then immediately they're like, "You got to go." So then I think I had to call my parents and they had to come get us. And we still talk about that. This friend is like a respected teacher and a member of society, and it's like she got kicked out of a concert for tugging a rock star's beard.
Oh, I'm quite sure her students would get a real kick out of that story.
Yeah, oh, totally, because she's very like buttoned up and proper and stuff. And so I'm like, if you only knew what we did when we were teenagers. But I thought that's crazy. Well, mine, I was so excited to share this with you because I think this is so silly. So there's, they call it like the Great Klarna glitch of 2025, pretty much. And this was all I was seeing right before Christmas, where people were doing things where, like Klarna, obviously, if people don't know, it's one of those kind of pay an installment type of things, like a firm or like a layaway type of situation where, you can pay for something in 4 payments. You can open up an account and then be approved for a certain amount. And a lot of times the approval rate is like really high, where you can get up to like $5,000 approved, and then you can make a purchase with the idea that you're going to make payments. And then whether or not you do those is kind of the next thing. But basically, there was a security related glitch that people could sign up either using like other people's social security numbers. Scammers could use stolen identity, and then they can max out those accounts on expensive items like phones, computers, and then disappear without paying. So they could either say, like, I heard one situation where you could like open up an account and say and run up the bill and then be like, actually someone else did that. That wasn't me. I was targeted. And then they'll resolve it, but then you still get to keep like what you sold. So people were buying these like $1,000 laptops, reselling them for even more, and then shutting down the account. And then in theory, like having all this, cash and everything. So I was seeing people stupidly on TikTok saying that they're doing it. Like there's videos of people videoing themselves like on the way to Best Buy. It's a scam. And so I even saw someone said, have fun in 3 months when your credit is like a 3. And someone wrote back, I don't care about my credit. I'm going to Aruba. So,
Yeah.
of course, if anyone's listening, this is not like a glitch where you get to get away with stuff. It's kind of like, remember a few months ago where people were getting thousands of dollars in their bank account and then everyone was going crazy. And of course, like if you get caught, it's identity fraud and you could be in really big trouble. So unfortunately, it's one of those like too good to be true situations.
Oh yeah. And here's the thing too. They think they're getting away with something by going on TikTok, and I still don't understand why people commit crimes to put it on social media. It's really,
Exactly.
that's not being cute. That's called evidence. And of
And
course,
they were filming them like four at a time and just walking up, buying a computer. They were like filming the grip of cash that they had too.
nice. Well, hey, might as well make it easy for law enforcement, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Why? I don't understand why that. And if anything, it's like if you're going to participate in the glitch, like buy one thing, keep it quiet.
Or better yet, shut your mouth. You don't have to share it with people.
Exactly. Exactly. And I do like. I think those pay and installment things are good when obviously if you have something that you can't afford, like if you have to buy an emergency plane ticket and you really don't have the money like right there then and there, or like I think we did that for something. Oh, our bed. We like needed a new bed right away, and we just didn't / couldn't have like the money for everything all at once. So it's like, okay, you can do that and then like pay some interest free or very low interest. Like in those situations, I think Klarna is good. But I think a lot of times people use it almost like a free line of just unlimited cash, which it's not.
Yeah, it really kind of is an upgraded version of layaway. To me, there's nothing wrong with layaway. Layaway won't get you in trouble because one, you don't get your item until you pay for it. So
Right.
two,
Yeah.
you're not going to overextend yourself because you have to make payments every month or every week, wherever the terms are. And again, you don't have to worry about trying to, and also it protects the store too because you can't scam them because you don't have the item yet.
Exactly. And a lot of times these things are good if you are like diligent with it because they could actually build your credit. So it's good. But yeah, another thing is authorities said not only is this like identity fraud, but they can also be cited for federal wire fraud. So now we're talking about federal prison, which is not worth selling one laptop.
That is true. That is so true. So, excuse me. For all those people out there that wants to call themselves game the system, have at it. Let me know how that prison sentence is going to be.
And some of these videos are just so funny of people walking in line like tough people, like 4 of them walking to a store. It's really like out of a movie. It's ridiculous.
Very, very ridiculous. Well, this next story may or may not be ridiculous, depending on where you're at. But Jada Pinkett Smith is being sued by Will Smith's friend. So the story goes that Alaa Salam, a self-proclaimed best friend of Will Smith, is suing Jada Pinkett Smith for $3 million, claiming she physically threatened him in 2021. So on December 1st, Salim filed a complaint recounting how Jada confronted him while he was attending a private birthday celebration for Smith in the Regency Calabasas Commons on September 25th, 2021. Excuse me. So Salim's filing alleges that Jada approached him in the lobby, accompanied by approximately 7 members of her entourage, and became verbally aggressive, threatening that if Salim continued telling her husband's business, her personal business, he would end up missing or catch a bullet. Salim also alleged that Jada demanded he sign a non-disclosure agreement or else.
Wow. These two like never stop just intertwining. They talk about entanglement. They're entangled with each other in many different ways.
Yes, yes. I mean, this is wrong on so many levels. For one, when you're a celebrity, when you make a threat, even if it's just off the cuff, you just saying something, those things will cost you money.
Yeah,
and that person can prove that you made those comments, you're going to pay some money whether you like it or not. I don't know. What do you think, Meryl?
I think so too, and I wouldn't underestimate the lengths that celebrity would go to like defend their name. These people have like really high profile lawyers ready. So yeah, I think that's true, and I think you don't know how far someone will go to kind of either clear their name or just make a point and bring it into like the legal court.
Oh, exactly. And then I don't know if this is true or not, but if it is, I think she's crazy to force someone to sign a non-disclosure agreement. I'd just go tell her, go pound sand. I'm not signing anything. Go away.
Exactly. I always wonder how like tough those really are, because if you do break it, it's like half the time I feel like celebrities probably won't care, and then the other times like this, it's like you do get some legal repercussions.
Oh yeah, and thing is with any contract, don't sign anything without having a lawyer look it over, especially when you're dealing with a high-powered person like a celebrity, because you want to know what's in there.
Yep.
And to be honest with you, there are very few reasons, in my opinion, why you should ever sign an NDA with anyone. And to protect someone from something that you said or did is not one of them.
This documentary about overcoming life's darkest moments isn't on Netflix, and that's exactly why you need to watch it. Look, I've been through my share of tough times, and I'm tired of watching feel-good fluff that barely scratches the surface. My Silver Lining documentary on lrodtvnetwork.com is different. It's raw, real, and completely transformative. This isn't some glossy production designed to make you feel better for 30 minutes. It digs deep into what it actually takes to turn your pain into purpose. The storytelling is so powerful that mainstream platforms wouldn't touch it. But that's their loss and your gain. You get exclusive access to stories that will genuinely shift your perspective on adversity. I watched it 3 times because each viewing revealed something new about resilience. The convenience of streaming it on lrodtvnetwork.com means you can pause, rewind, and really absorb these life-changing insights. Don't settle for surface-level inspiration when you can access something that actually moves the needle. Head to lrodtvnetwork.com right now and discover the documentary everyone's missing.
Exactly. I've signed a few NDAs when I stopped working with people for and I think it was, and I totally did it happily, but I think it was just because almost like I was working with them podcasting or whatever, and I knew how much money they were making, and I knew all their downloads, and so I could see on their end where they're trying to protect themselves. I think if it's an employee-employer situation, I could see that, because if someone knows all the numbers of things, I could see them not wanting to have someone pipe it all over town, but even then, I read it and I agreed with it. I wouldn't just sign it without reading it.
Oh yeah. And then also too, the example you give was a very specific reason. It wasn't just because.
Right. It wasn't hey, you're around. It was you're an employee of us. So yeah, I think if you're someone's personal assistant or if I had an employee and they knew all the secret stuff, I'd probably have them sign one too. But yeah, definitely. This one's crazy. It's so funny how Will and Jada they've been in the news more for their own stuff than they have for actual acting in the past couple of years.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, some people feel that, any coverage is great coverage. I don't think that's necessarily true, but again, it goes back to, you got to think about what you have to say. People are going to do and say stupid stuff. And just because you don't like what a person's saying doesn't give you the right to threaten, especially if you're a celebrity.
Exactly. 100%. Well, this is another one. I thought this was so funny. Another lawsuit, all the frivolous lawsuits in this time of year. Are you familiar with the Christmas song we all hear way too much? All I Want for Christmas Is You by Mariah Carey.
Whether you like it or not, you heard it. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah,
You've heard it, yeah. This year. I don't think I wasn't overloaded with it. Maybe because I didn't go to a lot of malls or I don't listen to radio. But anyway, we all know the song "All I Want for Christmas Is You" by good old Mariah Carey. Basically, this was just good news for her that she was awarded $92,000 after a judge dismissed the lawsuit. There's a federal judge dismissed a copyright lawsuit that claimed her famous holiday song copied another song with the same title. It was filed in November 2023 by country singer Andy Stone and co-writer Troy Powers, who alleged that Mariah's track was too similar to their 1988 song, also called "All I Want for Christmas Is You." Sorry, they had sought up to $20 million in damages, which I'm like, even if this is copied, did this really cost you $20 million in damages? The court ordered Mariah to pay about $92,000 in legal fees, and then it was, overthrown, kind of with the idea that the term was like, it was substantially similar, but that's just kind of how art is a lot of times. Like there's a lot of songs that pretty much copy each other, and like that it wasn't a direct, it was more like influenced by it than it being like a direct copy.
and that's true. And the thing is, especially when you talk about music, it's really tricky because you can have stuff that sounds very similar to something, and you had no intentions of trying to copy it or anything like that. So
Yeah,
besides trying to figure out if it's similar, you also have to figure out, or at least the courts have to figure out, was the intent malicious, or is this one of those things that they just happen to come up with a similar type product?
exactly. I mean, the fact that the title is the same is a little cray cray to me, and it probably is. It probably is like I mean, that does suck. That it probably is like maybe not stolen, but it probably is taking.
Mhm.
Um, and I think that happens a lot of times where it's either sampled directly without permission or it's like taken and stolen. But I don't know. I hate to say like that's just showbiz, which is really annoying. But I've heard that happen a lot of times, even with TV show ideas, that people will go in with pitches and the executives will be like, "Okay, thank you for the idea. No, thank you." And then the next thing they see is like their idea taken on TV. So it kind of sucks. And I guess like those people do have the right to sue if they feel like they've been completely copied. But as you said, like people will take beats or rhythms and just like add over to it over time.
That is so, so, so true. That's why I think artists, when they're creating their music, they really need to do some searching just to make sure that nothing's out there similar, so you don't end up in this kind of a legal mess.
Exactly. Yep. And always like I think if you're in music, I don't know what the site would be. Like I know for if you're writing something, you can get something like registered with the Writers Guild and show that it's your idea. So I think it's always good to legally cover your tracks.
Correct. Well, my last topic is actually a pretty interesting one, especially going into the new year. More doctors are choosing direct primary care now. So, more doctors are choosing direct primary care, which is also known as DPC, due to its focus on better patient care, reduced burnout, and financial benefits, allowing them to ditch insurance hassles for a monthly patient fee, leading to smaller panels, longer visits, direct access via text, phone, and more personal medicine, with significant growth seen in recent years. Now, basically, the internet is saying that doctors are switching because there's freedom from insurance, smaller patient panels, improved access and quality, and higher satisfaction. So the way it works is it's a monthly fee. So patients pay a flat monthly or annual membership. For example, $75 to $150 a month for primary care services. So there's no insurance billing. The practice doesn't bill insurance for services, eliminating claims and deductibles. Insurance is still needed because patients still need insurance or health sharing plan for emergencies, specialists, or hospitalizations. often pairing DPC with high deductible plan for savings. I don't know. What
Mm,
do you think about this plan?
interesting. I like it. I mean, I think health insurance is such a, like, everyone I know is not happy with their own situation. Whether that's they get free healthcare, they have to pay for healthcare. It's such a crazy just situation that I think if you find the right scenario where you feel like you have more time with your doctor and you're covered for, like, huge catastrophic things, I think it works. That works. I think everyone has personal needs. Like, some people take a lot of medications and have to go to the doctor a lot. Other people just want to go if you've been, like, hit by a car or something erupts in your body. So I think if that scenario works for people and doctors, I think that's great. And, like, anything. I just can't believe the cost of, like, monthly insurance for especially families.
Oh yeah, I mean, for a family these days, depending on whether it's provided by your employer, you get it on your own, um, who it's with. I mean, on it can average anywhere from $500 to $1,000. That's going through a company.
Crazy. That
That's
should
not
be
even on
like
your
a
own.
rent amount. Yeah, that's insane.
So, I mean, I think it's a great option for not having anything at all. Because right now, and I'm surprised there isn't much talk about this, but with the Affordable Care Act, um, that topic is going to be a hot topic because people's premiums are planned to skyrocket on that. Basically
Yeah.
affecting millions and millions of people. So there's some people that's going to have to make some hard choices, and maybe this is not the best solution, but it's better than not having anything at all.
Absolutely, absolutely. And feeling like it's important that people feel like they do have insurance, or, like, not insurance, but at least, like, medical care. I think
Mhm.
that should never stop someone from seeing if something is wrong, or if they feel something, like going to a professional.
I agree. I agree. But I will tip my hat that at least they're thinking outside the box on this one.
Exactly. When I used to live in San Diego, people would just go down to Mexico for their
Oh wow.
treatments. I've heard of that a lot of times, where people would, like, I mean, especially for dental stuff, maybe a little bit less for, like, health emergencies, just because it can be, you can't really, like, drive down to Mexico when you're having a health emergency. But people would, like, not get dental insurance and get all their dentistry done in Mexico and all that stuff.
Wow. I don't know if I'd go that
Yep.
far, but I understand it though.
I know. Yep. Well, my last one is, that we talk a lot about flying and just safety and the craziness of the aviation industry, and this made the news for actually some good news, depending on what you're feeling about it. But a pilot from American Airlines shared a screenshot of their salary, and people's jaws were on the floor. So there was a pay stub that was shared on Twitter, and this was a supposedly a Miami-based American Airlines captain, and their yearly salary was a $458,000. Now, part of the reason they do this is because I didn't know this, but a lot of times pilots will get paid by the hour or even the minute, which I didn't know pilots got paid by the minute. So it's like, I wonder why pilots don't go so slow. Like, if I got paid by the minute, I'd be I'd be going like 2 miles an hour. And so their high hourly wage is usually $360. And people were sharing their different pay things, and people were, like, amazed by that. Now, I am in full favor. To me, like, I think pilots are, like, really, really important. And, like, to me, they're like superhero people, where they're not, like, as crucial as, like, emergency doctors, but I feel like their job is so important, and so, like, just like they have the life of so many people in their hands, that, like, I don't know, I would rather pilots get paid higher than, like, sports stars or music stars or, like, actors or actresses. Like, I think they're way really important.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I kind of thought, I never knew personally, but I kind of thought they were somewhere, between 300,000 to 500,000, depending on the experience. Because you have some pilots
Yeah,
for like decades. So, I understand that, especially if you fly for a major commercial lines. I'm a little surprised that he would post his salary.
I
I don't think I
know.
went that far, but teach his own, I guess.
Yeah, that's one of those jobs that like I absolutely think it's more. I like as long as it's not hurting people. Like I think we pay as pilots as much as we can, and I think it should also be like you get paid the more training you have because I just think it's so important for pilots to be up to date with like to be as trained as you possibly could and to be like to continue learning. So I think there should be like bonuses if even if you've been flying for a while, you should always be like getting more educated on planes and just helping the industry in general. And the amount of stuff that pilots have to deal with, like beyond just flying the plane, is so crazy. Whether it's like people skills or weather or medical emergencies and all that kind of stuff, that I just think like they should be paid as much as we can possibly pay people.
Yeah, I mean, and unfortunately, we still have these near misses going on right now all over the United States.
I know.
So, yeah, I can understand why they get paid a lot because that's very stressful.
Exactly. And my last thought with this too is for how much airlines overcharge for bags, extra leg room. Like if anyone's going to make more and kind of be like more bloated in the industry, let that be like the people that are doing all the hard work and of course, there's lots of people doing the hard work and all the mechanics and the airline attendants and everyone's working hard, but like the airlines make so much money and just overcharge all of us so much that if some of our fees going to them, that makes me happy.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm surprised they don't charge you for breathing on the airplane because they literally nickel and dime the taste. And if you want someone to sit next to you, they charge you extra for that as well. They literally nickel and dime.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, totally.
Yeah. I hope that besides the pilots, obviously, and you make a great point. I hope that the other employees that make that airline run, they're also being paid at least a fair wage.
Exactly. And as someone that's like a very nervous flyer, but I still also just have to / want to travel a lot, I always like look at the pilots when I walk in just to try to see them, and then I see that they're like nice looking men and women or whoever, and I'm like, hello, like that they are, especially like after a flight, I'm always so grateful to the pilots, and I just think that's like such a crazy job and such a responsibility.
Oh, yeah. I mean, as long as you got a great pilot where they walk by, it's like, hey, how's it going? I hope we do okay. I don't know if I want to be on that.
Yeah. No, pilots are like such badasses to me. It just, I don't know, and like how calm they always stay. It's just maybe because it's so far from my personality and just everything that it's so amazing to me. I just really view them as like superhuman. I feel that way about surgeons too, like really detailed like brain surgeons and everything. It's just I'm like they're a different type of human than I am.
I hear you. Well, I tell you, this was a lot of fun today.
Yeah, so much fun.
Well, Meryl, talk about fun. What do you have coming up?
Okay, well, I know I've been mentioning this December, but the opposite of an airline pilot is that I'm performing comedy at a strip club. so everyone I won't be getting paid $500,000 a year, but my next show is January 7th at the Plan B Gentlemen's Club in Los Angeles. So I would love if anyone comes out and has fun. And you don't have to be stripped on. You don't have to like have a seedy experience. You can just sit and watch the comedy.
It sounds like a lot of fun. So there won't be any lap dances where you do comedy then.
No, there won't be lap dances, and a bunch of my like mom friends are coming. So it could be G to R rated, whatever your experience is.
Well, if you're in the area, definitely come out and enjoy this incredible experience. Well,
yeah,
everyone,
exactly.
Thank you so much for supporting us, for being there for us. I'm Lauren Celebrant.
I'm Meryl Climo.
Take care, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
This documentary about overcoming life's darkest moments isn't on Netflix, and that's exactly why you need to watch it. Look, I've been through my share of tough times, and I'm tired of watching feel-good fluff that barely scratches the surface. My Silver Lining documentary on LRodTheNetwork.com is different. It's raw, real, and completely transformative. This isn't some glossy production designed to make you feel better for 30 minutes. It digs deep into what it actually takes to turn your pain into purpose. The storytelling is so powerful that mainstream platforms wouldn't touch it. But that's their loss and your gain. You get exclusive access to stories that will genuinely shift your perspective on adversity. I watched it 3 times because each viewing revealed something new about resilience. The convenience of streaming it on lrodbnetwork.com means you can pause, rewind, and really absorb these life-changing insights. Don't settle for surface-level inspiration when you can access something that actually moves the needle. Head to lrodbnetwork.com right now and discover the documentary everyone's missing.